thought it might be fun to go and take a peek and see what's happening in the sim world here as far as Microsoft Flight Simulator is concerned. So we're going to look at a number of things. And I think one of the things that we'll lead off with is our sim developer update. So let's go ahead and switch over to that. Okay, so July 24th, a development update. And I think it's a good thing. Microsoft has delayed the Service Update 3. Interestingly enough, if you look at the release, there is no mention of a launch date. Now, having said that, I think this is a good thing. I think that Microsoft needs to be extraordinarily prudent in terms of pushing this out. My read of the tea leaves is a lot of folks, their patience is right on the edge. And I think that's equally true with Sim Update 16 that is on the plate for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. And I find it interesting, the wording in the development update with respect to Sim Update 16. And we'll quote this. We've seen some positive initial results on performance and stability with the 1.39.9.0 test build and are waiting for more data before we make a final decision on whether to release the update. Isn't that interesting? My only advice to Microsoft and Asobo is, for the love of God, don't screw this up. Because quite frankly, you've got a lot of folks in your community that are using 2020. And while there are still flaws and bugs, they're really banking on, that level of stability that exists in 2020 to have some enjoyment with the product. So I hope they get this right. I'm rooting for them to get this right. It's really a must do. So at any rate, that's that. Also, they have temporarily disabled marketplace rentals to work out some issues and concerns. So there you go. And then some information about broadening their footprint on social media. So again, this information is available over on flightsimulator.com if you're interested in that. I'll try to remember to put a link in the video description for that. All right, so let's see what Microsoft has to say about the roadmap. So looks like there is a city update forthcoming in August. And then a world update sometime between now and the end of the year, and another city update sometime before the end of the year. And it looks like we also have a local legend on the docket for August. So I think that's interesting. I think that this was released, prior to this video being made, and after I made the last sim update. The famous Flyer 12, the Piper PA-28 Dakota, is absolutely flippin' awesome. So I want to give Microsoft and Asobo, and I believe this is a Caronado plane, I want to give them, props for the work that was done on that aircraft. I have been flying it fairly regularly along with the my favorite Cessna 414. So and anyway, I think the Piper PA-28 Dakota is quite good. So if you haven't picked that up and you like general aviation aircraft, and you're looking for something else, I think that might be something fun to consider. So that's that. Nothing on the software development update for my developer friends, which is not a surprise. That's never really a priority for Microsoft, and it continues to have its own unique set of bugs and issues and challenges. So that's that. So I guess the biggest aircraft release in the marketplace was the Cessna Citation X. So it's $29.99 US, and I think there are some folks that have picked that up. I have not. So we'll see. Anyway, if that's of interest, check that out. So lots more new products out on both PC and on Xbox. Quite a bit of sceneries available and various different kinds of add-ins. And let's see. So the Airplane Heaven P-47 Thunderbolt got an update. And if you don't have that in your hangar and you like warbirds, that is an outstandingly fun warbird to fly. It has its own set of flight characteristics, which make it a bit different. So again, if you're looking for a warbird, that P-47D is very, very well done. Looking through some of this stuff here. All right, at any rate, so that's that. Onward and upward here. Let's go over and have a look at, speaking of warbirds, Airplane Heaven. Oh, there were a number of us who waited for, I guess it was about 2 years for the development of this to make its way through the production chain at Airplane Heaven, the Avro Type 683 Lancaster. It's wonderful. I love it. So it's available over directly from Airplane Heaven. I don't think it's made its way into the marketplace yet. I think they're still working through that with Microsoft. And to credit, Airplane Heaven has released a couple of patch updates since the aircraft was released. But this is it's a native Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 aircraft, but it does work nicely in 2024. Actually, I have really been flying it exclusively on the 24 side of the house. The modeling is absolutely outstanding. So if you haven't watched the video on the channel about the Lancaster, go check that out. It is a heck of a lot of fun. It does come with 7 liveries. You are going to need a fairly beefy machine to run this over on the 2024 side of the house, particularly if you're in a dense population area. But at any rate, since my hardware upgrade, I have not had any issues with the aircraft. And a shout out to Echo 19 for the work that they did on the engine sounds. They are just absolutely wonderful. So if you pair that with, and I'll try to remember, I don't remember the name of the utility. I'll put a link in the description in the video for, actually, it's a mixer. that you can pre-config, and if you tweak the your PC's mixer for the audio, those Merlins just come to life. So at any rate, I'll try to remember to include that in the description. Aircraft does ship with 7 liveries, and then I did notice over on Flightsim.to that folks are now starting to do livery paints. And also, to Airplane Heaven's credit, they also responded to the community for a request for the ability to do that. So I think that's terrific. So if the 7 that are included in the package don't do it for you, there are some also available over on Flightsim.to. So there we've got that. Speaking of Flightsim.to, let's go ahead and switch over there. Okay, so let's see. Let's go check out new releases. And Flightsim.to continues to tweak their homepage. So at any rate, just about every time I come over here, I find something laid out a little differently, which is fine. Continuous improvement's what it's all about. At any rate, all right, let's go grab new releases here real quick. Take a peek. Let that load. Yeah, taking a minute. Yeah, here we go. Okay. All right, let's get loaded. Lots of liveries, as you would expect. So, and then various new utilities. Looks like there's a new livery for the F-15 Eagle for Eglin Air Force Base. A color utility. More liveries. They're really seeing more of that on Flightsim.to of late. Some additional helipads. But again, if you were looking for a specific, look and feel for the external of your aircraft, and you want a new livery, and you're a fan of free or donation wear, then this is the place to go to pick that kind of stuff up. So I haven't seen any new aircraft lately over here, but we'll keep tabs on that as we go. At any rate, a little bit of a slow news day, I guess, for that. Let me go see if there's anything that's been updated that I have downloaded here. Okay, looks like the Cessna 172 Classic Realism mod has been updated. This is very, very good. If you enjoy flying the Cessna 172 and you have that, I think it's included in the deluxe edition of 2020. It's quite good. Oh, it looks like Nick has updated Seymour Johnson Air Force Base too. That's wonderful. There were a few things that needed to be tweaked, so his Nick's work is exceptional. So if you haven't downloaded and installed anything from Nick, and specifically if you like military Air Force bases and installations, then go check that out. That's very good. The Auster J1 Autocrat, we did a review of that aircraft. I guess it's probably been 6 months or so ago. So there's a video on the channel about that one. Looks like it's been updated as well. So this one's fun to fly. If low and slow is your bag of tricks, then this is awesome. What else? livery updates here for the C-47. That's good to see. And some DC3 updates, it looks like, as well. Looks like those are all from the same developer. I really like the Eastern Airlines. I'll have to go grab that one. I love the DC3 and Flight Simulator. It's awesome. And it looks like some additional liveries for the C-130. So there we go. We got a little bit of activity that I need to go tidy and clean up on from my perspective. So there we go. This is a pretty good update. We'll keep you posted on updates here on Flightsim.to. Next edition, we'll specifically go drill around and see what else might have been added over there as well. Jump over into 2024 here if I can get it to work. Yeah, here we go. All right, so I'm in the marketplace. So obviously they're featuring the Cessna Citation X, right? So it's one of the brand new releases, and then Coronado has also released the CT210, which I do have a weakness for adding Cessnas to my general aviation hangar, so I'm going to have to go check this one out. When they re-enable renting, I may rent this one and see if it needs to be a permanent addition or if it's not different enough from the 182 RG. At any rate, so again, they continue to add things. There are some things that are on offer on the marketplace. Most of these are sceneries. We've got the Wendell Williams Model 44 on sale. It's half off. And some ATR 72 liveries. Some of these are Microsoft Flightsim 2020 kinds of things that are available. I think it might be interesting to pick up the scenery for Bear. I'm going to go check that one out. That one's a fun place to fly into and out of. And then they also have a section now for trending, right? So they've got 30 things listed here. And as you would expect, the Cessna Citation is up there. All right, I think this is a rock solid coverage of some of the happenings that's taking place on the sim. If you've seen something in the last couple of weeks that you feel like I missed, add it to the comments below. If you haven't already done so, we would greatly appreciate a like and a subscribe. Comments help us out as well. All right, I think we are going to leave it here. I hope everybody is keeping well. And as always, until next time, cheers, y'all.